Thanks for tuning in again to Chamber Web TV. I've got another special guest with me again. He's been here before. My friend and colleague from the Winnipeg Chamber of Commerce, President and CEO David Angus, here in Cambridge.
I don't think we've ever met. Durocher.
Yes, we have met.
I love
David.
Cambridge.
Actually, this is your second trip back here to visit us here in Cambridge.
Won't be my last.
And I just wondered if you were here, were you looking at housing, maybe moving?
I know you'd like.
I know you're from Winnipeg, and it'd be very appealing to live in the Waterloo region.
If I wasn't already living in God's country, I would consider moving to Cambridge. No question about it.
Well, that's nice. Yes. That's really nice. So we're your second choice.
Actually, and you have a great chamber here, and I want to say that on the record because I really admire what the Cambridge Chamber is doing.
Well, you know what? You do an incredible job out there, and what we're here to talk about today is something that you took on 2010 Centrallia. What a phenomenal event. I had the absolute privilege of attending and bringing some companies from the Cambridge area out there to experience this unbelievable B2B conference that is absolutely targeted to not just meeting individuals, but doing some business. I understand 2012, you got something else happening, another Centrallia.
October, yeah, we're suckers for punishment, apparently. October 10th to 12th, 2012, we're doing it again. And we weren't going to do it again. This was a one-off, let's do this, invite the world to Winnipeg, let's get some business done, and then we'll see what happens. But the reality is we did a pretty extensive survey after the event. We had 73% of the participants actually complete the survey, which is very, very strong response. And they told us they want us to do it again. They said every 2 years, 97% said they would recommend Centrallia to others, 93% said they would come back again, 83% said they actually did deals at the Centrallia conference. It was a phenomenal success, and so we are going to do it again, and we expect it to be bigger and better.
Well, and what I can't believe, and we talked a little, you and I have talked about this before, but, sometimes people look at things and say, hey, you get exactly what you pay for.
Right.
They would expect a conference that's going to give them dividends or returns to be in the thousands of dollars.
Right.
Your conference, even if you don't get the early bird price of $900 by the end of May,
right.
It's $1,100.
Right.
$1,100 to go out there, meet with 14 companies that have matched with your needs or interests from a supply or a selling perspective, sit down with them for 30 minutes and try and do some business. Seems ridiculously low.
Well, what's happening now in trade missions, which typically cost, if you go on a mission, it's going to cost you $6,000, $7,000 for a week mission in China or somewhere else. And what is happening is that larger companies that can afford it are going, but the SMEs, really the ones that are going to be the backbone, that are the backbone of our economy right now, but will be the backbone of our international trade over the next 10, 20 years, are being left out because they can't afford it. The key to this one is the affordability. Let's make it affordable for SMEs to participate and to come and have qualified meetings. But also it's the format. It is so SME friendly. It is all about the deals. It's 30 minutes. After 10, if there's no connection there, next. Let's move on. And you're not going to get all 14. They're going to be home runs. But you're going to get 3, 4, some had over 10 deals, potential deals that came out of the conference in this kind of format, this speed dating format for business. So it's very effective, and it's very cost effective as well.
That's what's so impressive about it. That what people have to understand is, don't determine the value you're going to get out of it by the value you have to put into it. The value you're really putting into it is not just the $900 or $1,100. The value is your presence and being there to make business happen for you. I remember speaking to Kent Smith-Windsor, from our colleague from the Saskatoon Chamber of Commerce. And out there at the event, I think this was day one.
My second favorite chamber.
And I think this was day one of Centrallia 2010. And he came to me and he says, you know what? I give Dave an A+. This is an absolutely incredible event. It speaks to the value of Chamber of Commerce, who try and give extreme value back to their memberships. And that's exactly what you're trying to do here.
Right.
Give extreme value back so that business happens, because in reality, you and I are in the same boat. We're trying to generate a strong and vibrant economy in our communities.
Right.
And that's what Centrallia is all about.
Well, and business people don't have time to waste anymore. They can't waste resources. They can't waste their time. They need something that's going to get them bottom line value. And so what was key for us is to create an environment where that can happen. Not just in terms of all the pre-qualified meetings that are based on really detailed profiles that each of the companies fill out, but also have a dynamic environment where you can have meetings in between the meetings. Lots of networking opportunities. But what we found with this conference is every company is there to do business. That's unique. Oftentimes when I set up a meeting with somebody and I'm trying to sell them a product, they're looking at their watch, they're on to their next meeting. This, 30 minutes, we got 30 minutes to do a deal, let's start talking about it. And it just is that kind of robust environment. So we were ecstatic about the results that came out of it. The participants told us. We have a number of testimonials on our website as well, www.centrallia.com. And they told us, let's do it again. I think this is where trade is going in terms of this type of format.
Absolutely. Especially when you're an SME. You know, you go to some of these conferences, and if you're an SME and you're trying to play with the big players, you know, they're consuming all of the attention. And this, the 100% of the attention and focus is on that SME.
Well, and it's a multi-sector event. And one of the comments we got back from some of the SMEs is that they loved that aspect of it, because they don't, you know, they often go, if they're a technology company, they go to a technology conference or a manufacturing conference. Well, they don't necessarily sell to their own sector. And so meeting in terms of the needs from other sectors at an event like this is another big aspect to it. The multi-sectoral approach is trilingual, English, French, and Spanish. We have translators available for people to do business. We had a Chinese delegation, so we offered Mandarin translation as well, so we will set that up locally.
And you have trade experts on site to help companies who are just kind of engaging in that?
Yeah, whether it's financial advice, legal advice, logistics advice, plus all the markets. It's a delegation leader format. So the Cambridge Chamber will be there, but there'll be chambers or World Trade Centers from around the world in India, China, Brazil, throughout the United States and across Canada, all there with market information, with detailed information that companies need to know. So it really is quite self-contained. Everything you need to do international trade is at this event.
Okay, there's lots of individuals watching this from different sectors. David, let's talk about the sectors that are going to get the big bang for their buck out of this.
Well, I think if you look at some traditional sectors that often go to this type of event, you see a lot of IT companies. You see a lot of manufacturers. We had a very strong, robust sort of environmental industry piece and energy piece. That's increasing over time. In fact, we're doing a half day ahead of the conference just on energy and the environment. We have a lot of mining companies as well. You know, transportation companies, educational. We have a lot of educational software pieces, educational programs and training that come looking for partners. Tourism is another aspect in terms of looking for partners on the tourism piece. So it really covers the waterfront. You know, aerospace companies come, you know, healthcare elements as well. So it really covers 13 different sectors. There's some that are more robust than others. But frankly, in talking to some of those and some of the more, you know, remote type of sectors, they still had some really good meetings.
Well, I think it's going to be a fantastic event. I am so excited. Who's the keynote speaker? Because Ken Blanchard was, oh man, like he kicked that thing off and everybody was, you know, gung-ho. No pun intended with his book, but they were all gung-ho when they came out of there.
They were all raving fans
yes.
when they left the building. And Ken was fantastic. He was a blessing and a curse all at the same time. The blessing was we had him, he motivated everybody, he really set the tone for the conference. The curse was, we're doing a second one, we need somebody comparable because now the expectation's up here.
And I'm not available, by the way. No, I'm actually going to be there, but I'll be busy doing my thing.
Doing your thing, exactly. Yes. We have Malcolm Gladwell.
Wow.
Malcolm Gladwell, international author, wrote The Tipping Point, Blink, Outliers. People from around the world know him, have read his books. He is a real thought leader. So he's coming to Centrallia. He's going to challenge the group. Apparently he's a phenomenal speaker. So he'll be kicking things off for the group coming to Centrallia.
Well, we're and excited this time because we're also working in harmony with our neighbors right next door, Ian McLean, President CEO, our colleague, Greater KW Chamber of Commerce. So we're hoping to bring an incredibly vibrant and strong delegation from the Waterloo region, all there to do business.
Well, there's so much happening in this region. There's lots of great opportunities. I love the diversity of your sectors, SME focused, and I think this conference is a natural for your region, and we certainly hope we see a big delegation.
That's next October. You got to get online. You got to sign up. Contact either the Greater KW Chamber of Commerce or the Cambridge Chamber of Commerce for all the information. I think the website again is www.centrallia.com. Dave, anytime you're back in Cambridge, you know where I am.
I will be back, no question about it. Thanks very much.